The year is 2023. PBS Plus has just launched, bringing the world's streaming services to 4,387. How can anyone be expected to go through all this content? Fear not, loyal passengers. Captain Joe Shoes and his first mate Mez are here to travel through space and time to bring you the best nuggets pop culture has to offer. Strap in. It's time for the JoeMeZ podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 340 of the JoeMeZ podcast. I'm Mez, and my co-host, as always, is
the magistrate of Caravan City, Captain Joe Shoes from the JoeMeZ podcast.
Yeah, you are. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
What an action-packed week we have had, Gomez.
So much to talk about, my goodness.
It has been actioning this week.
It's crazy. My goodness gracious.
We had two movies we watched. We had the World Baseball Classic. We had Life. You know how life does? It just happens.
Yeah.
Life finds a way. And this week, it found all of the ways. It was like Google Maps with the ways.
Google Maps with the ways. It was so much. It was a busy week. It's just been a busy couple of weeks. It's going to get busier and busier as we go.
Well, you know what it is, Gomez? I like to fancy myself a philosopher. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they call me the philosopher of philosophy. And I like to think that in life, you know, I always say time is such a valuable resource, but I like to think that there is no such thing as spare time. There is no such thing as free time. All there is, Gomez, is lifetime.
Lifetime, okay.
That's all there is. And I'm making the most of it.
You have to, bro. You only got one life, right?
That's it. And that's lifetime. No spare time, no free time, just lifetime.
Busy, so you must be busy all the time then. You got no downtime, huh?
No such thing. There's no such thing as downtime, because what is there, Gomez? Lifetime. That's right. Write that down.
Got it. Pencil in.
Thank you guys for listening to the JoeMeZ podcast. Remember to subscribe to this podcast wherever it is that you are consuming it, anywhere on the audio podcast apps, or if you're watching on YouTube, please smash that subscribe button. Follow us on all the social media at JoeMeZ, and remember to leave us a 5-star review wherever it is that you get this, because we love reviews. Tell everyone how good we are and how much you love us.
Tell everybody.
Yes.
Everybody.
Like, it's like, picture us as the hot girl in high school, and you really want to date us, but you really want to be able to tell your friends about it. This is the hot girl you could tell your friends about. We're not embarrassed by you, so you could tell everyone about us. Unless you're Eddie Bowman and his movie list. We're horribly embarrassed by you.
My goodness gracious. It's been a while. He hasn't given us a list in a while. Thank God. Oh, Joe. So, how you doing over there in Florida?
It's fucking cold, bro.
It's cold. Here we go. How cold is it, Joe? What's
the other night? I had to get under a blanket because it was 59 degrees.
That sounds wonderful. I love a nice 50-degree day.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It was horrible.
Florida's not warm. Then what are you doing, right? What's going on?
Like, I didn't move here to be cold. You know what I mean? And that's on God.
That's on God.
Like, I am of the belief that even though I do have a heating system, I shouldn't have to use it. It's God Florida, that should supply the heat.
No. In Florida, I wouldn't even think you had a heating system. You'd be like, I don't know. You figure it out. You got to buy like a little radiator or something.
That's what I do. I go outside. I yell up at the sky. I say, figure this out.
Would you like go on a trip to like Alaska or something? Is that something you would ever?
Especially if someone paid me to do it.
Okay. Because I don't know, it's so cold though. I mean,
the money's got to be good because I would think,
Yes.
Alaska's fucking cold, bro. You complain about coming to New York.
But at least I expected in Alaska. Like, I know what I'm getting myself into. Like, I don't wake up in Florida and say, oh, I hope it's cold today.
If you go to Alaska, you would have to buy a whole new wardrobe, bro. You could not survive with any of the stuff you're wearing.
But I would have to buy a new wardrobe.
Everything.
This is all I own.
They're like, should I buy some sweatpants? Like, yes, you should buy some sweatpants. Like,
so true story. There was a couple years ago. I wake up on a Sunday morning, say, oh, maybe I'll make myself some coffee, but it's a little chilly. It's chilly. I'm cold. I get out of bed and I take my morning whiz and I look at myself in the mirror and I appreciate how good looking I am. And I say, oh my God, it's chilly. My little pecker got a little cold when I had to pull it out to whiz here.
No. Oh no.
So I go, let me take a look at the old thermostat on the wall, and I do. And it said 67 degrees. And I said, oh no.
Oh no. 67. Oh no.
We got in the car and went to Walmart and bought some sweatpants that day.
I swear to God. Were they easy to find? Because I was in Walmart recently in Florida, and there's not a lot of pants area.
Well, I asked because I don't normally. I said, ma'am, where is your sweatpants section?
Yeah, because we were looking for pants, but we were just browsing, and I mean, it was 98% shorts, which I get. It's Florida. I get it. So I would be like, what, they dust off a corner? Like, go look over there in that bin. There might be some sweatpants.
Well, thankfully, it's winter time, so all of Florida was going through the same harrowing times that I was, so the sweatpants were in high demand.
I would have charged you $40 for a pair of sweatpants.
I would have paid it.
I was like, oh, this motherfucker's paying for it. And I don't even know. Sweatpants might be $40. I don't even know. I don't think they are, but that seems like an expensive sweatpants. I don't know.
I don't know. They fancy sweatpants?
I haven't bought sweatpants in a while, so I don't know. Like, is $40 a lot for pants? I don't know.
I'll tell you what, $40 to me, person at my level, my status, my tax bracket, Gomez.
Mere bag of shells, bro. Nothing.
I treat that like I'm the salt guy. I just flicking it away.
How is that still a guy? Like, how is he still a thing?
He's a real person.
But people go to this restaurant and they pay money for a gold steak. Shut the fuck up. What are you doing?
Broski went to the restaurant last year.
Oh, was it good? Did he at least enjoy the food?
I guess. Who the fuck knows? Because the whole story was he didn't realize it was a real person either. Like he happened to be at this restaurant with whoever made the reservation.
And this guy comes walking out.
Yeah, pretty much. He did the Leonardo DiCaprio meme to the meme guy where he's just pointed. You.
That's funny. I still see videos. People, it's crazy. I guess once you got a thing, right? You just keep milking it until, right? Why stop?
I mean, you think I'm wearing a flamingo shirt and a captain's hat for nothing, pal?
You think I like this mustache?
Let's get down to brass tacks here about this mustache. Before this Captain Shoes thing started, I hated the way I looked with a mustache. Always hated it.
Look how handsome.
Always hated it. And I was dating this girl, and she saw some old pictures of me with a mustache because I always grew a beard for NHL playoffs. Once the Penguins qualify for the playoffs, I start growing a beard. And then once they're eliminated or the season ends, whatever comes first, I'd trim it down in pieces. I wouldn't do the whole thing at once. We go down to a goatee and then maybe just a chin strap or, so whatever it was. And then one year I kept the mustache and grew out this handlebar mustache for months. So I had pictures of this. And she saw these pictures. She's like, yo, you look really good with a mustache. You should grow that back. And I'm like, oh, fuck you. And she's like, I'm being serious. You should grow this back. So to patronize her, I did. And I grew that mustache back. And it just so happened that the PBR commercial we did with the Major Pod guys, I had this mustache for that time. And people reacted in such a way where it was like, oh, by the way, this is who you are now. And I was like, oh, Well, okay.
Come on.
So now I think I've shaved it maybe twice or 2 or 3 times in the time I've had it now. Now we're going a couple years with this fucking mustache.
For a while, yeah.
One time was because I genuinely fucked up while shaving. Another time was when we did Live 8 in Baltimore and I was going to eat the sandwich. I was doing it as Yokozuna. Yes. So in my mind, Yokozuna does not have a mustache. So I showed up to Baltimore with a mustache. We all went out to dinner the night before. I had a mustache. When we came back to the building the next day, I had no mustache, and everyone was like, "What the fuck happened to you?" And I was like, "Well, Yokozuna does not have a mustache."
Why not? He came back. You evil Yokozuna with the.
Well, that's Yokozuna, not Yokozuna.
I know, but
these are very distinct people.
Sure, I got it. Oh, look at that! See, he commits to the character, whether it's Yokozuna, the captain, he's full in.
And then the only other time I can remember doing it is when I did the revolting blob in a battle royal at Creator Pro probably 2 years ago. And I don't want to say the revolting blob never had a mustache or never had facial hair because that's not necessarily true. But I felt like it gave me the opportunity to shave it because I think
good.
Yeah, like I felt like, oh, you know what, this is a good chance to shave this mustache for a while. But then as soon as I do, I got to grow it back immediately. Well, you don't know.
Does it grow quick?
Quick enough, yeah.
Good. So that's good at least.
Like the rest of my facial hair, though, you would think this fat Italian guy would grow like really good facial hair. He does not. I grow a very patchy beard. But I grow a hell.
I'm almost 40, and it's like finally like, oh, this is okay. It's not so bad.
A hell of a mustache on me, kiddo.
It's beautiful. I mean, folks, please let them know this mustache is a good, regardless of the capture. He just looks handsome with the mustache. Right?
Well, I mean, I'm the herald of handsomeness and the godfather of good looks and the colossus of cuteness. So these are all things that people call me. I can't call myself those things. That would just be wrong.
Never that.
But Gomez, we're talking about going to these restaurants, and I got a complaint about some restaurants this week.
What's going on?
You may know a little YouTube channel called youtube.com/JoeShoes, where your handsome captain leads you over the stormy seas of the fast food industry and whatever kind of coffee creamers will be presenting themselves at my local supermarket. Sure. And I went out. I shouldn't say that. I didn't go out, but I looked this weekend. I said, you know what? I'm going to commit a lot of time to filming some new fast food reviews. There's a ton out there, and I got kind of taken away when everything happened with my dad. I think you guys understand that, so I appreciate that. But now it's time to get back to work.
Sure.
And the first thing I did, I pulled up my KFC app. I said, let's see what they got at KFC. Oh, they got a couple new offerings, and your boy wants to be trying them out. Get my fingers in there. It's finger looking good, but I got to moisten them up. That way we get, they call me the maestro of moistness. So I'm looking at the app and I say, okay, let's place an order for pickup. Let's go. Yo, a fucking combo for the double down sandwich. Now we know what the double down. This isn't a new sandwich, right?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time. It's been over 10 years.
I was gonna say, I feel like 10 years, bro.
The last time I had a double down sandwich was probably like 2008. Crazy. And the only reason I remember this, and it's a vivid memory, is because my car got set on fire while I was inside KFC having a double down chicken sandwich.
Yeah, that would be a core memory, I think. I think so.
And there is a video of it somewhere. If I can find the video, I'm going to send it to Gomez, and he could put it right above here so you can watch my car just in flames.
I hope he finds it. I hope so.
But yeah, apparently, I don't know. There was something wrong with my car, and we pulled into the parking lot. I was on my break from work, so I was with like 2 of the guys I worked with. We went to KFC. We're going to eat quick and run back to work.
Sure.
And as we pulled in, I see I'm looking out the windshield, and it looks like my hood is kind of coming up a little, like it's folding kind of in the middle. I go, what the fuck is that? And I don't know anything about cars.
No.
And I tell my friend, I go, yo, do you take a look at that? Like, what? He's like, bro, your hood is melting. So he runs into the street and stops a cop. There happened to be a cop stopped at a light. Flags him in, waves him in. He goes, yo, they call the fire department. By the time the fire department gets here, the whole front of the car is engulfed in flames.
Insane. That's so crazy.
Engulfed. Now, I didn't think much of it because probably a week or so before that, I had been getting some smoke through the vents, but I took that as typical smoke,
Typical, the usual everyday car smoke. You know what I'm talking about.
It was an older car, so I figured that's what they do. They every now and then you get typical car smoke, like Al Bundy in the Dodge,
Give a little pat on the dash, right?
Yeah.
Boom,
I didn't think much of it. The car still was working fine. I got typical smoke.
Vroom,
I smoke
vroom.
myself while I'm driving. Maybe it's my smoke. How the hell should I know? But yeah, so Steve was the car's name. Steve was an acronym for Super Terrific Empirical Vehicle of Excellence. Yeah, RIP, died right in front of me. I had to call 1-877 Cars for Kids to come donate it and pick it up because the fire department had to put it out. They soaked this motherfucker.
Of course, bro.
Because that's what you do. That's how you get rid of fire. You gotta
moist gas, right? You don't want that shit blowing up.
Like how I do with my fingers to get chicken, they do with my car to put out flames.
So there's double down.
Oh, it's very expensive now. And I'm pissed.
It is though.
It was like $15 for the combo. And I'm going, do I get 9 sandwiches with this? Like, what's going on here? And this is not super size. I'm not getting extra sides. This is one sandwich of small or medium fries, whatever the regular is, not upsizing anything. But it was like $15-16 after taxes. And I'm going, what the fuck is going on? This is Biden's America.
Terrible, bro.
He's made it so a low-level, independent YouTube channel profiteer like me can no longer turn a profit on a chicken sandwich video.
It's crazy. I thank God for the apps and their coupons because, bro, if I gotta get, I gotta get McDonald's for Shiloh. She likes some nuggets. She likes a burger.
Not anymore. She better learn to eat fucking greens because that's all we're growing in the garden. Like Bill and Frank in The Last of Us, we're gonna plant some strawberries, and that's all you get forever.
She loves strawberries. She loves the strawberries.
Well, she's gonna hate them in a week.
I think no meal is less than $10. Like everything is at least $10. You go to a fast food place now, which is crazy.
Unbelievable. And as someone who does not like to cook whatsoever. Well, it used to be very cheap to be fat and gross and go to McDonald's or Arby's or something else every day that's on your way home from work and just stop on the way. It's not anymore. Now it's almost cheaper for me to fucking cook and go shopping. And then you go shopping and that's not cheap either. They raised my Walmart branded soda 40 cents per bottle.
40 cents is wild, bro. 40 cents. Holy shit.
It used to be 79 cents. It is no longer 79 cents.
That's bullshit, bro.
I thought this was America. Isn't this America? I'm sorry. I thought this was America.
It is. It is, bro.
The dollar goes nowhere. Goes nowhere. It's bullshit dollars.
How was the double down? Was it good, bro?
I wouldn't know. I was raging mad. So I said, fuck this. I'm going to order a pizza. And I stayed
whole pie for $15, right?
I got a whole pie for $15.
Can't beat that. I love pizza. Oh, God bless pizza, bro. It's the best.
I finally found a good pizza place. Well, actually, it's not like I just found it, but they finally added it to within my range of delivery on Uber Eats.
Oh, that's great.
Good so it's we had it's like a celebration ceremony here. Good pizza is so hard to get. It really is when you're out of New York and you're used to having good pizza. Like you just roll out of bed, there's a good pizza place by you. And now there's not. And to have something good and quality, it's just like, oh my God, this is like a moment like this. Some people wait a lifetime for a moment like this. That's what good pizza does to you.
Tell me about it, bro. I love it. We try to get pizza like every Friday. The best day. Love Friday pizza.
Well, is it because Lent?
No, just because it's the end of the week. We've been working and cooking all week, and something quick and easy to end the week, you know?
Oh, okay.
Place
So,
by
yes.
me, they got a two pies for $20 special on Fridays.
That's not 2 pies.
Two pies, bro. 2 pies for $20. Crazy. And it's good pizza too. So
that's
good.
only what, 1 1/3 double downs?
It's true. You get an extra side, bro. Oh. And think about it though. That's just you. If you had a little mouth to feed, a wife, oh, you spending $50 at fucking KFC, bro.
Thank God I didn't make the same mistake as you and have a family.
It's expensive having a family, bro.
I would never want that for myself.
This kid needs to get a job. I'm telling you.
She's old enough.
Pulling her weight here. I gotta get those working papers. I gotta talk to somebody.
People are hiring. Unemployment's really low, so now's the time to hit the job market.
Yeah, I gotta see what's raking in the cash nowadays. You know,
Twitch streams, gaming.
Oh, Twitch stream, Joe. We did a Twitch stream impromptu this weekend.
Yeah, if you guys follow Gomez over at twitch.tv/MezMovie, you would have gotten a notification alerting you that the celebration of our double main man, Brendan Fraser, was underway, and Gomez was nice enough to stream the cinematic classic Airheads.
Yeah, bro. I heard from my double main man here that Airheads is a movie that is just, you cannot see this movie.
It's not on streaming. You got to go to your local Blockbuster Video to find it.
Crazy. So I said, fuck that. Let's stream it. So we streamed it all weekend along with a little 20-something minute thing with clips of all the other great movies. I mean, because Brendan Fraser don't make bad movies. So
no,
it's
he does not.
I just said, oh, which movies will I pick from today to show stuff? It was a good time, bro. I watched it. One of the Jeffs were hanging out with me when I was watching it. We were talking back and forth, enjoying. And I saw you had someone in there when you were checking it out.
Yeah, Mr. Stay Puff, or that I have interacted with over at Dylan Postel's Twitch streams in the past.
Yeah,
he came over and was watching, commenting, talking.
Everyone was loving Airheads, bro. They were like, "Oh my god, this movie's the best!" Like,
yo, you know what I forget about Airheads, and it's been a long time since I've seen it, but it is one of my favorite. I mean, it's one of my general favorite movies ever.
A great movie, period.
The amount of cameos in that movie is just absurd.
Crazy. Everybody, everybody in this movie. It's just like, wow.
You got 2 Ghostbusters in there.
You do have 2 Ghostbusters. Oh, it's good.
Kramer is in there.
Kramer. Oh, Kramer's loving life. He's got a good role there.
He's like low key the MVP of that movie.
He is. He's killing it in that movie. So good. I loved it. It's been a long time. I'm sitting there just like, oh my god, just thinking like, I used to watch this movie all the fucking time, man.
So it used to be on Comedy Central
all the time. Yep.
And then I got a used VHS copy at the checkout counter at Wallbaum's one time when I was food shopping with my mom. You know, they used to have the used videos, $3.99 or whatever. And I was like, Airheads was right there. I was like, Mom, we have to get this. She was like, okay. Well, your $4 VHS Airheads. Best purchase I've probably ever made in my life.
Great movie.
So that was Twitch this week. But Gomez, you got some big news on some Twitch stuff coming up soon, don't you?
Do I got big news? What?
Well, you got a big Twitch stream
coming up. It's in 2 weeks. WrestleMania. In between WrestleMania night 1 and 2, probably around 11-ish, 11:30. We'll touch and go there. I'll send out the alert. We're gonna watch marathon 24 hours, a little less than 24 hours because of the thing. But we're just gonna watch sweaty men in tights all night long. They're gonna be telling jokes, telling silly promos, having silly matches, you name it. We're gonna be watching it. I'm excited. You excited, Joe?
If I was any more excited, I'd have to be twins just to handle it.
I do a lot of random stuff to start the show. Then we'll do a little themes, as I go later in the night. We do a little after dark stuff, show some risque kind of angles and maybe some GCW bullshit, that kind of bloody stuff, maybe not into it, but it'll be late at night, when you used to watch ECW, all that crazy shit. Then in the morning, probably around 7:30-ish, We're gonna watch cartoons, baby. Oh, there's so many good wrestling cartoons. You don't even understand. Wrestling is so popular, bro. It's in everything.
Wrestling is popular?
It's so popular. I go, what? There's in this thing. There's so many shows that even if it's 5 minutes, they'll be like, we gotta have some wrestling in these shows. You know what kids love? Wrestling. So let's put some wrestling in the shows. So we got lots of stuff. So I'm excited, bro. We're always having a good time.
It's always a good time, and it'll be fun in the chat, and you get to watch with other people and communicate back and forth as we're all watching this together. It's something we always did as friends every year. For years, we'd all get together, have like a big sleepover party. But now, since everyone lives all over the country, Gomez has been able to set up this stream so we can all still be friends and invite our new friends and our passengers to come along for the ride with us. So that's twitch.tv/MEZmovie.
Yes. Can't wait, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun.
But Gomez, I was super busy this week. I packed in a ton of content in addition to our 2 movies that we said we were going to watch this week. So let me start off with something, because I'm pretty sure you didn't watch this, but I opened Netflix the other day. And obviously the algorithm's working, because it says suggested for you, Money Shot, a documentary on Pornhub.
Hysterical.
So I said, well, if Netflix is telling me to watch it, there must be a reason. So I did.
Is this a series or movie?
It is a documentary movie.
Okay.
And it's really not so much just about the porn itself, but like the business of Pornhub.
Sure.
And the big scandal that took place as far as with the trafficking and the underage abuse videos being uploaded there and then constantly so it was interesting from that perspective. And they also brought in actual porn stars like Sherry DeVille to kind of talk about the dichotomy between that. Like Pornhub wasn't producing porn, it wasn't a porn company, but it was acting as basically a forum for these fucking sickos and weirdos to post this shit that no one should ever want to see.
Sure.
But how it affected the porn industry as well, because it got lumped in together with that, even though they're 2 separate entities. So kind of interesting story there. If you have the interest or you like news in all actuality, because it's done more as a news story than anything, which it is.
Dateline episode.
Yeah, it's something similar to that. It's it's not like something you got to be ashamed of watching when your wife walks in, because Gomez has a family, so he made that mistake, but he shouldn't be ashamed of watching the Pornhub documentary.
Well, you got to only watch it at night, though. I can't watch that during the day, bro.
Well, that'll be for after Smith after dark. But pretty interesting. Like not like groundbreaking or anything. Probably the same stuff. Like you could really get if you were following the story. Or if you have like that kind of interest.
I'm sure most people don't know the story.
Yeah.
They just see like, ooh, Pornhub. I know what that is. And they're like, what? What happened there?
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's true. You just go in there to take care of business. You ain't worried about nothing else.
Exactly.
So
yeah, worth a watch if you're at all interested in that.
Interesting. We talked about wrestling. I got some books from the library this week, Joe, to get ready for WrestleMania season. I said, let me get some books. Yeah. So I got two books here. Drew McIntyre wrote a book about his life here, his journey.
Sure,
it was interesting. Great. It was interesting because he came in, right? He was the chosen one, and his ass got fired, and then he had to work his way back up. And that was when Shiloh was just born. So I wasn't really following wrestling like I would always follow wrestling. So I knew he was doing stuff, but I didn't know. I didn't really watch none of his shit. So it was an interesting book, nothing crazy. And then I read Bryan Danielson wrote a book after WrestleMania 30, detailing like his career and stuff. That was more interesting because that's my dude, I was there. Ring of Honor shows. I was there when he won his belt. It's good shit. I'm a big fan. The book was good. It was interesting. Nothing too crazy. He don't got no crazy stories, but it was just interesting to hear him talk about things like that. Also, it's funny to me, not that I think like these guys just making so much money, especially back then, right? But like the way he talks about how he lived and how he would have roommates and looking for things. I'm just like, this guy was like the number one dude in Ring of Honor, like #1 indie guy, and he's just like, I paid some bills, but I ain't really had no. It's just like it's crazy to think about how much the business has changed in that aspect. That a guy working a Ring of Honor show was getting by. Now you work in a Ring of Honor show, you're doing pretty good. You're nice and comfortable.
So I first met Brian in 2002, I believe, at Jersey All Pro Wrestling.
Sure.
I was ring announcing, and after the show, he was just like, he was on the come up at that point. Like people were really just like, his name was getting out there, and he was starting to get flown around the country. He was doing like the King of the Independents tournament for I want to say it was like APW in California. It was a really big deal at the time. ECWA Super 8, really big deal at the time. He was starting to hit the East Coast a little bit more. And after the show, someone was like, "Oh, hey, Dragon, you gonna come out and chill?" And he was like, "What? Do what? Chill? What?" Like, so it's just like, he was a very nice guy. I remember. I don't know if I've even like run into. I think I've run into him since, but like not like anything substantial. But it was just, I always remember that because he was just like, it was almost like an innocent deer. Like
he does. He's got no clue. He's never had a drink, never did a drug. Like he's just like, he don't know nothing about nothing. He's just like, huh? What? But so it was good. I liked it because I'm a fan. But I don't think, it's nothing like, oh my God, you gotta read this book, bro. It's great. So I'm looking for wrestling books. I don't know. Like I said, I got the
Did you read the Young Bucks book?
Next. Yeah, I read that last year and I liked it because that's another one. Like they were on the come up when I was, doing daddy stuff. So I knew of them and I know they're popular. Fucking Hot Topic.
Well, Brian Myers reads like every single wrestling book that's ever come out, and he says he loves the Young Bucks book because it's the first person from like his kind of generation and era to put out a book really like that. So it's interesting to get like that side of the indies and what they were doing when he was doing something else,
Yeah, that one I would recommend. That one's yes, you should go out and check that out. The John Moxley book, I think you should go out and check that out.
Have you read Life is Short and So Am I by Hornswoggle?
I have not. Is it good?
I think it's very good. I think it's a very good story.
I'll put that on the list. I didn't know you had a book. I'll definitely check it out.
It's a couple years old now at this point. But I think it's
like
really...
no one's done it recently.
Yeah.
So I'm looking. If anyone's got any recommendations, lay it on me, bro. Please.
So something Gomez and I have talked about for a couple weeks is the show Poker Face on Peacock.
Yeah.
And they finally had their season finale. Gomez, are you caught up?
No.
You are not. Okay, so I said the last episode I had watched was with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. We had some good guest stars. We had Luis Guzman in an episode.
Yes.
And
it got you interested because
it got me reinterested because it started tying back around again.
Sure. Yeah.
And the final episode I thought was awesome.
Okay, cool. Great.
The finale was great. And now I'm like, now I kind of feel like I got to see what happens.
I love it.
Next season now.
Even
though I know what they're going to do. I know what they're going to do to me.
I can't stand this show, but bro, that season finale, I got to see.
They caught me with the oop-de-oop.
I love it. I love the show, and I just haven't had the time to do it. And he's like, oh, I guess I'll watch this shit. And now he's like, yes.
Well, at this point, like, I've come far enough. You know what I mean? I only got a couple episodes left. Like, you know what? If you put in 7 hours, put in 9. At that point, put in the extra 2 hours. It's not like Obi-Wan or Boba Fett where I'm like bailing on episode 3 of 10. You know what I mean? But yeah, Poker Face paid off at the end. So if you were kind of in the middle on it, or you're giving it or you're back and forth on whether you even want to start it in the first place, I say go for it.
Go for it. All right, good.
Go for it.
Have you been watching Mandalorian?
Yes, I'm caught up on Mandalorian up to this point.
So how you feeling about the season?
So this is interesting, right? Mandalorian for the first time now is getting a lot of nasty feedback out on the internet.
Yeah, bro.
You've been seeing that, right?
Yeah. I'm enjoying the season. I'm enjoying it. I think it's fun. Like I thought episode 2 was a lot of fun. And then this last one, it was interesting. I'll take it.
So like episode 2, I enjoyed a lot. Now I am gonna say I'm like a Bo-Katan apologist at this point. I love Bo-Katan.
She's great. Yeah.
And I love that relationship where she's like, no, Mando, go fuck yourself. Don't be coming around
Leave me
here.
the fuck alone, bro.
And then Grogu pulls up in the plane and she's like, what'd they do to Mando? Like,
where's your daddy?
yeah, like she goes and fucking, badass saves him and all that stuff. So I'm like, okay, this is cool. But this last episode, episode 3, we get these two characters who are,
we've seen them a little before,
and so I'm trying to put myself in this headspace where I know I like The Mandalorian. I have enjoyed significantly what The Mandalorian has given us over the past few years. But am I being too kind of nostalgic for it? Like, am I viewing it through, tinted glasses at this point? Because the vitriol for The Mandalorian right now is very real. People are like coming with pitchforks and torches for The Mandalorian, which I did not expect. And quite frankly, I don't think is warranted, but is that on me? Now, you're saying you're enjoying the season. And to be honest, I thought the most recent episode 3, was kind of weak, but it didn't ruin anything for me. It's not
like, it's one episode. They're showing you something different, which I don't mind. See, that's the thing too, is people, Star Wars got to be one thing only to certain people. And to me, I thought it was interesting to see, like, oh, this another side that we've never seen before.
Yes.
Like this, we don't know nothing about the New Republic, we don't know nothing. So I'm like, oh, this is interesting. What's happening here? I will say, so I'm less interested because obviously this is, now this show's going to turn into what Clone Wars was, right? Fixing the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
So now this is what Mandalorian's going to turn into now. We're going to start fixing, because now we have to build to, the whatever, the after legacy sequel, whatever nonsense we call it. And so we're going to get a lot of cloning stuff, I assume, to lead to Snoke, lead to Palpatine.
And there's a lot of Snoke.
So that stuff, I'm not like, oh, I can't wait to jump into there. But for now, to see the fall of the New Republic, to see what happens, to see how the New Order rises up to gain control, but that is interesting to me. So,
yeah, I'm kind of with it
board.
too. And I know, like, I fall into this trap often where if we have an established brand, we have an established character base, I kind of just want more of that. Otherwise, I'm good. Like, you kind of leave me alone. But with Star Wars and with The Mandalorian, specifically, I should say, because it hasn't been all shows. We've been outspoken about that. But with The Mandalorian, they've given me enough good, and I've grown to like these new characters, and even a lot of the characters that aren't, that are in supporting roles in this show. I do enjoy the Grief Kargas of the world, and what was the MMA girl's character?
Cara Dune.
Like, I thought she was fine too. I'm like, oh, she's good. Whatever they got going it worked for me. So I don't need to be constrained by, okay, I only want the Mandalorian and Grogu, because at some point, like we said, the novelty is going to wear off with this little fucking baby mutant here.
Plus, this is important because this was a guy who was trying to experiment on the baby.
Yes.
So now there's something going on. Maybe they're going to be coming for this baby again. Like, so it is kind of important. And everyone just immediately goes, what? Huh, where's Grogu? Come on.
And that's kind of what we just saw in The Last of Us too, when we had like the self-contained Bill and Frank episode.
Yes. It's like, what?
It was like, oh, well, how does this affect Joel? And it does, because it's setting you up to give you backstory into why his thought process is the way it is. Yes. And that's kind of what we had. And, for the most part, this was a pretty self-contained episode between these two characters, the scientist and she used to be one of the guards or something.
I'm sure like that. Yeah.
So, yeah, and they're doing their own thing. But obviously it's not the first time we're meeting these characters. We know they're bad people. Before. Now we're trying to get into their motivations and what are they actually trying for. So it's expanding what we already know. And when it was over, it's not like I walked away from it going, holy shit, that was amazing television. But I was just like, oh, okay, we'll see what they got next week.
Exactly. See what you got next week. Because what's this season of Mandalorian about? Because motherfucker already went into the waters, right? He already purified himself.
Yeah, he's a Mandalorian again.
So what are we doing? Like, he's already done. He's good. So we still got 6 episodes left. Something's got to happen. So we got to show someone else, right? There's got to be some kind of conflict. So I think people are just very quick to be like, huh, oh, this is not exactly how it used to be, so it's garbage.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. It makes me mad.
So like I said, I've been staying busy this week. You got anything else, Gomez?
Did you see Ted Lasso season 3?
I have not. So it's the Apple shows that I need to catch up on. I know Ted Lasso, and also there's another show on Apple called Monster Factory, which is about the wrestling training facility in New Jersey. Been around for decades at this point. I'm hearing very good things from people within the industry. So it's one of those things I want to check out just because I feel like it's the kind of thing I should check out.
Who's a student there from that place?
Geez, nowadays I couldn't even tell you. I know
back in the day, like who would be like?
Well, like Larry, it used to be Larry Sharp's Monster Factory. So like Bam Bam Bigelow came up through there. Okay. Like he's like one of the most famous ones. Or Iron Mike Sharp, and
it's been around for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
It's been around for a long time. I want to say it's Danny Cage. Was that right? I don't know. I want to say Danny Cage was running it for a while, but now I feel like I might be wrong on that. So don't quote me, but I am hearing good things about the show. So and it's a legitimate show. It's not like something on YouTube. Yeah, no. It's on Apple Plus.
Apple TV. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So I'll save the Ted Lasso talk for next week or whenever when you watch. I will say, it's not like super depressing Ted Lasso. Like there's some fun stuff. Like,
I would hope so because he just met the president, so he's just hanging out at the White House.
But I did watch an Apple TV show. We watched a couple episodes. Did you see this Shrinking show? It's got Jason Segel, my double main man, and it's got Harrison Ford. And it's about a psychiatrist who's like going through it. And Harrison Ford is another psychiatrist, and it's a comedy. It's funny, but it's also obviously if a psychiatrist is going through it, it's kind of it's kind of heavy at times. Mm-hmm. So we slow down on it because we just want to laugh. We just want to have a comedy that makes us laugh. And every time there's a comedy that makes us laugh, it's like, but wait, we gotta get serious for a minute. Everyone's gotta do their special episodes, but they do a lot of them now.
Yeah.
So it's like. It's good. It's a very good show, but it's just like,
So we really haven't spoken about this at all, but I kind of got out of it after a couple days, and now I'm so heavy into it. And as we record, it's Tuesday, and tonight will be the championship game for the World Baseball Classic. Have you been paying any attention to the World Baseball Classic?
Yes, I haven't seen a game, but I've been following highlights like on Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that. So I know all the matchups and who's been winning, stuff like that, but I haven't had time. Except for tonight, I will watch this final, of course.
So early on in the early rounds, I was trying to find the games, and they were on 6 a.m. here, and then this one was on Tubi, and the stream wasn't working, and this one is on Fox Sports 16, if you could find Fox. So it became very difficult to watch, and I kind of fell out of it, but I was still following what was going on because, I have Twitter, I have social media. A lot of the people I follow are sports people, so it's not like I'm going to be able to hide from it. And the past week or so, I've just been going on Fox Sports. They've been kind of on point, 7 p.m. every night. There's been a game on. So bam, Fox Sports. Bam, Fox Sports. And man, these games have been so much fucking fun, dude. Now, I know I'm a Mets fan. Edwin Diaz got hurt. He's probably going to miss the season. It sucks. And it sucks because he was celebrating. It's not like he was in the middle of a play and shit happens.
Altuve,
Altuve gets hit by a pitch. He's going to miss some time. All right, it sucks, but it happens. This one was celebrating, so that's what irks you. I don't think we would care as much if he got hurt during an actual play, but you know what? Do not let that take away from the tournament. Look at for anyone who's watching these games, you look and you see full stadiums in Miami, which can't fucking fill a stadium.
Miami, bro. They've won 2 titles and they can't fill a stadium. It's crazy.
You're seeing sold out games in Arizona, sold out games in Miami, sold out games in the Tokyo Dome. In Japan, I don't know what the rating was for their semifinal game against Mexico, but their game before that, it was something like 68% of the country.
Oh, it was like the same thing for the Mexico game. Yeah, it was like
68% of the country was tuned in to the game. It's like basically the Super Bowl in all these other countries. So for the people complaining this is just some bullshit exhibition, obviously the players care.
It's not. Everyone cares.
And obviously the rest of the world cares. We're just entitled Americans that think everything revolves around us because it always has. Guess what? this is a lot of fun. Enjoy
soccer. Who likes soccer, bro? Soccer's not popular. Shut up.
And listen, this is not obviously on par with the World Cup.
Sure,
but
it could be eventually.
The amount of people watching, they more than doubled the amount of tickets sold for this year's World Baseball Classic over the last one. The ratings are significantly higher. Yeah. These other countries are fielding stronger teams now, so the games have been more, and we've had a couple blowouts and stuff, obviously, but you're having teams like Israel and Australia and Italy have win games and field competitive teams. And if you're Italy, you get Mike Piazza to be your manager, which is, you should just be a bye to the finals for that.
With an espresso machine in the dugout.
With an espresso machine in the dugout.
So fucking good, bro. Oh, yeah, people are saying this is going to probably be the highest watched baseball game of all time tonight.
That's crazy. Wow. That's not. Yeah. USA versus Japan. And honestly, I like I said, I've been watching all the games now for the past, 4 or 5 days. And I thought Japan was going to steamroll Mexico in semifinals. And when I turned it on, I was a little late. It was already 3-0. And Pedro, I was going to call him Pablo Sandoval, but I know that's not. Pablo Sandoval was the guy who played for the Giants. But this kid Sandoval from the Angels was dealing. And I was like, my God, like he's got some real good fucking stuff. And he just had Japan off balance for those 4 or 5 innings he pitched. And then when Japan finally came back to tie the game, I'm like, oh, well, that's it, whatever. But then Mexico came right back and put up a couple runs, and I'm like, oh, wow, maybe this is like that team of destiny thing kicking in,
It seemed like it. It did seem like it.
And then, of course, bottom of the 9th inning, down by a run, Ohtani leads off with a double, and it just fired everyone up. He was, and Ohtani's not a guy who you've seen be over emotional in the past in his couple of years of Major League Baseball.
He's got something to play for, bro.
Something to play for, and that got hyped, and Japan ended up walking it off. And what a hell of a game! And now I'm super excited because we're getting Ohtani versus Mike Trout on the biggest stage of the world, right?
So awesome.
So you got Mike Trout on one side playing for a championship. You got Shohei Ohtani on one side playing for a championship. And then next week when they combine their sides, they will not be playing for fucking anything on the Angels.
They'll be playing for 4th place. Enjoy it while you can, boys. Enjoy that March baseball.
Oh, man.
It's so good. I'm excited.
Yeah, what a fun tournament. So,
yeah,
go USA. Do it for Hacksaw Duggan. Ho.
Tough guy. Oh, you watch anything else before we get into these double?
No, that's it for me.
Ooh, that's it for me. All right. What do you want to start with? Which movie?
I say let's start with SHAZAM.
That's what I was thinking. All right.
Yeah.
The big release this week in the box office here. Woo-hoo! SHAZAM! Fury of Gods. Boy, oh boy, what a this movie. I can't believe.
So, first off, let's go with the IMDb description on this, right?
Yeah, what's the movie about?
Continues the story of teenage Billy Batson, who, upon reciting the magic word SHAZAM, is transformed into his adult superhero alter ego, SHAZAM.
Yes.
Doesn't really tell you a lot. Doesn't really tell you what the story's about.
It's like, hey, this guy turns SHAZAM. You've seen it before. He's doing it again.
But I think we came into this movie. It's been heavily promoted. If you've seen any of the trailers, you understand it's the Fury of the Gods. It's the daughters of
Atlas.
That's right. We got Calypso, Hespera, and Anthea, the 3 sisters, and they're coming to fuck shit up. And only SHAZAM and the power can stop them or something. First things first, this movie takes place in Philadelphia. The town gets absolutely destroyed by the Daughters of Atlas throughout this movie. And I'm sitting there watching going, I don't know about you, but to me, this makes them the baby faces of this film.
I was like, this is a great fucking film right here.
Anything that destroys Philadelphia should automatically make you the good guy, right?
Like, woof, what a movie. I'm standing up clapping, bro.
I was like, you can cut this off now. I hope this is a documentary.
So the last SHAZAM, right? We all loved the last SHAZAM, right? It was a fun movie.
very good critically, very good at the box office. Had a $53.5 million opening weekend. Did part one.
Yeah, that's a great opening weekend.
And then, so I didn't see it until Monday. I saw Shazam.
Yeah.
But by then, the news was already out. This movie has flopped and flopped hard. We're talking about a $30 million opening weekend. Like I said, big drop from part one, over $23 million drop off.
That's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to make more money. Everyone's supposed to be excited. Oh, there's another one.
So the question is, what the fuck happened?
I don't even know. Like, I don't watch. Like, I know they're heavily promoted, lots of commercials, a lot of trailers. I'm not always paying attention to those things, obviously. So I don't know if maybe the marketing made it look like this is a terrible movie. I don't know. But when I saw this number, I couldn't believe it, because this is it's a big movie. There's nothing else out. There's nothing what are we doing? And
now we know we're getting this new DC Warner Brothers universe coming in.
It doesn't matter.
I think that's what it is, because now we've got 3 other movies from DC coming out so they could clear out their inventory before they get started with the new stuff. So we've got The Flash coming out in June, Blue Beetle in August, and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom in December. But we have Shazam now. I liked the first Shazam. For someone who knows nothing about Shazam, I had a very good time with that movie. In a lot of ways, the character and the tone of these movies reminds me of the Ant-Man movies. Yes, and as I've said in the past, exactly. It's fun, it's family, not the whole, scope of the world relies in, the one character in the movie. It's a little more self-contained, and you're able to have a lot more fun with it and be a little more jovial. And I appreciate that, because we've gotten some insanely big budget epic superhero movies over the course of these years where the whole fate of the universe rests in every film, and it's like, I just want to see some guy like stop a bank robbery one time, give me that.
Yes, I agree.
So I came in like hoping for more of the same from the first movie, because it did really well. But what I didn't realize, it's been like 5 years since
it has.
So these kids, and they're supposed to be kids, they're a lot older now.
The one girl, she just stays herself. She don't even.
Yeah, she don't even transform.
She's just, hey, I'm a superhero. So yes, it's a big problem. Shazam is usually like 11, 12 years old, and now he's 18 years old. And when he turns into Shazam acts like he's still 10. 11, 12 years old, and it's like, what are we doing here, Shazam? Dial it back a little. He don't act like this. He's a mature adult here, trying to do his schoolwork. Like, what's going on? Oh, this movie, bro.
Now I'm gonna say, I've seen reviews for this movie. They've been kind of up and down. You sound like you really didn't enjoy it.
It was okay.
I didn't hate it.
Okay. But because the thing, I don't care about Shazam. So I'm sitting there and I'm enjoying stuff. I had some annoyances like that. I thought Shazam was a little too like, all right, bro, settle down here.
Yes.
But, there was things like that. But no, I enjoyed the action. I laughed. I had a good time. I'm not like sitting here as the worst thing in the world, but it's not great either. Like, there's a lot that they could. It's not as good as the first Shazam.
Correct. I think it loses a lot of the charm from the first one. And then there's just little things throughout the movie. You're like, okay, well, like they put the big bubble dome over the town, right? And it doesn't seem like anyone gives a shit. Like, it's not like,
they're just like, yo, there's a dome blocking us.
Okay. Yeah, and it's like, all right, well, my office is right there, so I'm just going back to work. It's not like the military's out there, putting like C4 explosives on trying to blow up the dome and like free the people of Philadelphia. So that was like one of those things where it was just like, this. But then again, if in fact this happened in real life, I'd be like, good.
No, you don't need to go call the military. Yeah, this is the mayor of Philly. Yeah, we figured it out. Just stay home, military. We're good here.
Like in Walking Dead, where Joel says they're just Walking Dead, like Last of Us, where Joel says, "Oh yeah, they're done trying to make the vaccine.
No more vaccine.
Yeah, we don't need any help in this bubble."
Oh, so like that, like little annoying things. But when I left the theater, I was like, oh, that was fun. But
I like the cast and I like the chemistry they all have together. Especially the parents I thought were a lot of fun.
Love the
Jimon
parents.
Hunsu as the wizard, I think was really good.
He's
and the
great.
sisters, Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren and Rachel Zegler were all really like the cast is really good. I don't think it's the strongest script, but it's enough for you to have a good time with this movie. I just can't understand unless people are really just like checked out on DC until the James Gunn universe starts up, like, and they're just like, nope, I'm punting it. I'm punting all of it. And maybe, but if you want to go to the movies, what else were you going to see this week?
No. So this is the thing. Is it a superhero problem, right? Because Ant-Man wasn't great money-wise either, right?
Well, Ant-Man did big the first weekend, but then had a significant drop.
Big drop, yeah. So that's important because it's not making, that obviously it wasn't going to make $1 billion, Ant-Man.
Yeah.
But, they want to get close to it at least. They want to, get to the $500 million.
But even here, you're looking at the part one did $53.5 million with no proof of concept on Shazam, right?
Yeah.
Now you have a good movie. You think people would be excited to come there. And even then,
that's what happens. The sequel usually gets people going to the movies and it doubles, should have been big.
But then even now, they come in and say, well, expectations are going to be 40 million for this opening weekend, which is still a big drop from part one. But then to not even hit 40 million, this is a big issue.
Yeah.
Because people are obviously going to the movies. It's not people don't want to go to the movies.
Creed just had a record opening weekend. Creed had a record opening weekend.
Avatar is recent. Ant-Man had a huge opening. So people are going to the movies. We're past the point of pandemic. People don't want to leave their house.
No. So this is either a superhero problem or a DC problem. We'll find out. Guardians is the next superhero movie in about a month or so. So we'll see. Because if that doesn't open big or if it has another drop off, I don't know. Maybe people are just, they're kind of over it. I don't know.
And maybe it's because of Black Adam. Because all the news today, Gomez, has been, as we sit here on Tuesday talking about this movie, all the talk has been about Dwayne Johnson meddling in the DC universe and trying to get his way with fucking everything.
When you say that, what if it is because of Black Adam and these people are just like, what is this, a fucking Black Adam thing? And they're just like, I don't want to see this fucking movie, Yeah,
maybe. Maybe it is a Black Adam because Black Adam sucked. Let's call it what it is.
Terrible.
It was terrible. And Black Adam is supposed to be
number one Shazam guy.
Exactly. And that wasn't big enough for The Rock. And we saw what's the guy's name that plays Shazam? Zachary Levi.
Yeah.
Posted on his Instagram.
Just before
we started recording, posted on his Instagram, like something like it feels great to be vindicated or whatever, because the story has come out that there was going to be some kind of post-credit scene with members of the Justice Society who were involved in the Black Adam movie. Were supposed to go to recruit Shazam, and The Rock kind of put the veto on that. And the producers had to scramble and get Harcourt and Economos from Peacemaker to kind of do that instead of the people from the actual Black Adam movie, because The Rock was meddling like a owner of a sports team who can't help himself but make all the moves himself.
So it's funny because with this box office number, The Rock was kind of right to distance himself from that. But at the same time,
he might have caused it.
The Rock's movie didn't do much better. Like,
no,
there ain't nothing to be proud of. Like,
well, remember, The Rock had to come out and try to like fudge the numbers and lie about how great Black Adam was doing. And up until this point, The Rock has had this sterling Hollywood reputation, right? But then here comes Black Adam.
This is the shit, that's causing the downfall.
And it's causing a big fucking ruckus because people don't seem like they want to keep their mouth shut about it either.
No. Probably have had enough of The Rock's bullshit.
It certainly seems like people are fed up of The Rock.
So I saw, the same kind of thing that the original Shazam, The Rock was supposed to be in that. It was supposed to be the two of them, an origin story for both of them.
Okay.
And then they split up and do their own thing. And The Rock was like, no, I don't want that. I just don't get how he latched on to this fucking fourth-rate character, made it seem like, oh, I've read this all my life. No, you didn't. That's a lie. You didn't. And
I'll tell you what, there ain't been no mention of Black Adam during The Rock's childhood in Young Rock. If it was that important to you, you would have found a way.
He wasn't popular like that. He didn't get his own books like that. Like, that's like a newer stuff. So, like, he ain't have no Shazam fucking Black Adam poster. Get the fuck out of here. So he's got this thing in his head that, oh, this is my thing. You know, especially he wasn't always brown like he is now. You know, he was a fucking white guy. So again, oh, it was great having a character I could look up to. Shut the fuck up. Lies. All these guys do is lying. Unbelievable. So, you know, pick a better character next time, Rock. You could have been anybody in the fucking DCU. Could have been Superman.
But really, for the most part, right, doesn't that what it, you know, we've been kind of shitting on The Rock for a while now.
Yes.
And I think rightfully so. And even Conrad Thompson on one of the podcasts is on the Mick Foley episode. He does that show with Foley, where they were talking about like Batista being like a really good character actor. And Conrad makes the comment like, oh, well, you know, The Rock's obviously very successful, but The Rock just plays The Rock. Thank you.
Yeah.
We've been saying it for a long time now. The Rock ain't giving us nothing special. He don't play a character. He's not trying to play a character. He's just showing up and gonna kick your Rudy Poo candy ass. Yes, and that's fine. There's a market for that. But let's not act like The Rock is giving us fucking great content. And now, when people start talking, this didn't just start. The Rock probably been an asshole for a while, and now people finally had their fill of it.
Oh, yeah. Let me hit some music for this.
Do it.
Shazam here.
Are you a man? A double main man? Are you a man? A triple main man? A man.
Shazam. Fury of the Gods. Where does this fall on your main man standards?
So there are a lot of things I like about this movie. There's also a lot that I don't like. But at the end of the day, I did have a good time with this film. It was a good time at the movies. I like the characters. I like the chemistry here. I wish the script could have been, I don't know, tightened up a bit. You know, just some of those plot holes maybe sewn together a bit. Still didn't have a horrible time, but it wasn't great by any means, and it's definitely a step down from part one. So I'm going 2.5 main man.
Yeah, when I was in the theater and when I left the theater, you know, I was like, oh, you know, that was fun, and we talked about our fun moments. And then when I sat down, I started thinking about, I'm like, oh, you know, that was annoying. So, you know, now I'm sitting here, I'm not so high on the movie. You know, you catch me 5 minutes after, I'm like, bro, fucking Shazam was fun, right? But I'm going to go 2.5. We'll do 2. We're going to give it a 2. It's, you know, it's not the worst thing, but it's not very good. I think you'll have some enjoyment from it. It's about 2 hours long. You could be watching.
Yeah, about 2:10.
You know, there's worse things to do.
One thing we did not mention, and this comes up at the end of the movie, and it is a spoiler, but it's teased throughout. It's teased throughout the movie.
Let me tell you, it's in all the trailers and TV spots. They've been showing it for weeks.
I just found that. I just read that today, and I didn't know that because I haven't seen it in any of the spots that I've seen. I knew. Maybe I don't know because I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I knew she was showing up.
In the movie, there's one part where like Shazam is asleep and he's having a dream where he goes on a date with Wonder Woman, but they don't show her face.
It's like how it ends with the Superman, where you see Superman from the, you know, when he brings him to the school. So it's that same kind of joke. So it was cute. It was like, oh, okay, that's funny.
But I think, well, and then at the end, we actually do get Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman coming in, and she actually resurrects Billy Batson from the dead.
Pretty important. It's like the end of the fucking movie.
Yeah. So cool. And then immediately he starts hitting on Wonder Woman, which is good. I think it would have been a little bit more charming if he was like still kid Billy Batson instead of Shazam is doing, because then it's like his crush, whatever. But this is probably the last we're gonna see Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman.
It might be.
And what a tragic way for that character to go, because I think she was a really good Wonder Woman.
The problem is, that first, just like with Shazam, that first movie's good, and that second movie is just
The second movie
it's a big fucking drop. And if that movie was better, they'd be trying to keep her around, I would think, right? Like they'd be like, "Oh, we can't let her go. We need her." But I mean, who knows?
If that movie was even halfway decent, part 3 would have been out already.
It's true. It's true. It would have been greenlit. Yeah, 100%. So I don't know, but I guess right there was some kind of Wonder Woman show. I think on James Gunn little thing there. I think he had a show that's supposed to be about the Amazonian women, like before Wonder Woman or something, like a Game of Thrones type kind of show. So we'll see.
We shall see. But either way, that's a little disappointing to kind of see her. Like, of all the ways to go out, she just like shows up, rescues a dead kid, and goes about her merry way.
In your dream, Shazam. Get that little boy out of here. Fuck out of here.
So Shazam, should you go see it? You could wait for streaming, I think.
They announced April 14th it's gonna be on VOD and start hitting stuff. So before long it'll be.
Can you wait 2 weeks?
Spend the $5 instead of the 20.
Yeah.
Watch it at home, definitely. Who knows? But that was the big movie. But there was another movie we watched.
The 2023 Oscar winner for Best Picture. Gomez has been talking this up for a while. It's named Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Checks in at 2 hours, 19 minutes. Winner of Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Editing, Best Visual Thing, Best Everything. Won a whole bunch of bests.
Yes,
Gomez has been talking it up for a while. Gomez, this is a movie about a middle-aged Chinese immigrant who is swept up into an insane adventure in which she alone can save existence by exploring other universes and connecting with the lives she could have led.
Mm-hmm.
You think that's a serviceable description?
For the most part, without giving anything away and stuff like that. Just pretty generic. I get it. It works.
Now, did you rewatch this film this week?
I did. I watched it last night. I haven't rewatched it since I've seen it. So I was excited to rewatch it. Yes, when I first saw this movie, this is a Gomez movie. This is a movie. It's a small independent movie made by two guys. I've talked about them before. They made a movie, Daniel Radcliffe, where he's a farting dead corpse. So they make some fucking weird movies. So this is a weird movie. So I saw this and I'm like, this movie is the best. I love this. Never in a million years would I have imagined that a year later it'd still be in theaters and it'd be fucking winning almost every award that it was up for. Yeah. Insane, bro. I could not believe it.
So coming into this movie, I have no idea what this movie's about. Like I'm coming in completely blind. I just know these people won the Oscars and the people who were in it, but I know nothing about the story. And for probably the first 20 minutes, I had no fucking idea what was happening. Like I'm sitting there and at first it seems pretty innocent. Okay, we have a Chinese immigrant family. They have an overbearing grandfather and the mother is fucking all tense because he's coming to visit and he's going to look down. I get that. Sure. They own a laundromat and now they're going to get their taxes done because there seems to be an issue with that. And all of a sudden, almost out of nowhere, we get like Ke Huy Quan breaks into this alternate version of himself in the elevator out of nowhere with no warning. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? It took me a little bit to catch up in this movie to understand what was really going on, because as it goes on a few minutes further, it's this big multiverse film about all the different versions of yourself that you kind of wish you were. And so for the main character, Evelyn, who's played by Michelle Yeoh, Best Actress, who did a phenomenal job, by the way. Like, let's put that out here. All these acting awards that it won and all the editing and it deserves every single one of these. Do you agree with Jamie Lee Curtis over the daughter for Best? No, I do not. That's crazy. Do I think Jamie Lee Curtis was good? Yes. She did a very good job. Yes. Compared to Stephanie Zhu, in who played the daughter Joy? No,
Like, come on.
I don't
Like,
understand it.
Yeah, I don't get it. But so I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
So, but we got like this multiverse film that's about all the different versions of Evelyn because she has not reached her potential. She settled in with probably a man she she shouldn't have gone with, but he is in love with her and he's a very nice person, and all his whole mantra pretty much is be kind.
Be kind.
But all these other versions of herself have accomplished so much more in life, and she's able to call upon these different versions as we get contained in this IRS office building, and there is like a force, right, that is profoundly broken in this multiverse that we're dealing with here, and a figure from another universe who has gained access to all of existence.
Oh no.
And they know every form and variant, and they just snapped, right? Because they've stared into oblivion, they've seen everything, and they've realized that everything means nothing.
Oh my goodness.
So that causes this ripple, and at the end of the day, we're all fighting over the nothingness into the void of an everything bagel.
Everything bagel, baby.
So I don't know if you understood what any of that means. This movie is very unique, I feel. Very unique in the way it tells its story. It's very unique in the way it's edited. It has a very, what's the word I'm looking for? Like frenetic pace to it.
100%. Yes. There's a lot going on in this movie at all times.
It is it's 2 hours, 19 minutes. It goes a lot faster than 2 hours and 19 minutes because the pacing of the movie is such that you feel like you're on a high-speed roller coaster that never lets up. And then when it does, it gives you these very momentary lapses, like on a roller coaster, where you think like, okay, we made it through the big loop. And it's only like 15 seconds where Waymond, the husband, makes a joke or a comment, or there's a slowdown just so they can snap into a different alternate version of themselves. And it just brings you right back up again until we get what I feel like is going to be the most famous scene of this movie as we go forward and for people to study going forward. In the third act, we get like this set piece with silence, right?
Yes.
We get the two rocks representing Evelyn and her daughter Joy, where they're talking without talking. And you're seeing like word bubbles and captions as they're communicating with each other. And it's just these two rocks. And
two rocks with googly eyes.
It is
beautiful.
It is a beautiful scene. It's a really, really you understand why this movie got the attention it got and why it won the awards it won.
Yes, it's when watching the movie, I'm like, like I said, I'd never in a million years would I think that this would win and stuff. But when you watch the movie and people get into the story and stuff, I could definitely see this is a beautiful story of love. So why wouldn't it win, right? It's just the way it's presented might not be accessible to everyone, right? Like someone's grandma is going to watch this movie and be like, what the fuck am I watching? But if they actually paid attention, they'd be like, oh my God, it's a beautiful, sweet movie,
Like I said, even for me, it did take me probably a good 20 minutes, 30 minutes, like we're into the action by the time I really was able to comprehend everything that was going on. Like I had to figure it out. And once I did, now I became very invested, and the characters are so well played and so well casted. Even you get James Hong as the grandfather, and he's just outstanding. He's tremendous. It's such a small role, but he makes every second of his screen time matter so much. And by the end of it, Gomez said last week that I was probably going to hit the waterworks at the end. And I said, no, there's no way that's not possible. Not possible, bro, because I had my tear ducts removed. Well, guess what? They grew back.
Yes.
No, this definitely drew out some real emotion in you. And it's a very relatable story about a parent and their child. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. And obviously, it's just well told, and we got the big speech about, you don't see Asians in roles like this, right? So I think it's a very important picture just for that too. It put an entire cast as their main characters of Asians who, and they all won, and they're all Academy Award winners. It's fantastic.
I love it, babe. I love to hear this. This is great. We ain't kidding. This is deserving of all the awards. You might go, what is this? Please, folks, watch this movie if you haven't. This is one of the best. Oh.
Yeah, and don't, like, I'll be the first one. I almost texted Gomez kind of early on in the movie. Like, what the fuck are you making me watch here?
100%. I get it, bro. There's a scene with butt plugs. Kung Fu with butt plugs. Like, that's not for everyone. People like,
growing hot dog fingers.
Hot dog fingers. Come on. It's weird. This is a weird fucking movie.
And the thing is, like, the stuff like that, it's there to break up the pace. Because like I said, it's very frantic. It is go, go, go all the time. Everything is happening so quickly and so hurriedly that it uses these visual devices to almost lighten the mood, to give you a second to kind of take in a breath and relax for a second before it throws you right back into it again. And it's really just well done. And like, I keep going back to the editing itself was just fantastic in the way that they did everything and all the visual effects that they used throughout this movie to keep everything flowing where you are able to follow it and keep you without getting pulled away from the story.
I love it. This warms my heart, makes me so happy. So,
I'm guessing you expected me to come in here today and just shit on this movie.
No. I thought you would love the movie. I did. I think because I know you, bro. You like a nice story. It's a very sweet movie. The action is great. Like there's legit amazing action in this movie. Like there's some great action. Like it's not a joke. The action scenes are some of the best you're gonna see all year.
Like, you think about this. Michelle Yeoh is like one of the great action actresses, right? Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, like all this stuff that she's done. She's got this martial arts history, and she's able to put that to incredible use throughout this entire film, and then dig so deep on this character that you legitimately feel everything she's feeling. And you can tell, like, when she's doing it, she's just completely in the zone, and she's feeling it, and she went for it, and it paid off. It's just a wonderful performance.
So I knew if you could get past the weirdness and the silliness, if you could get on board of what they're doing, I knew you would like this movie. And I'm so happy to hear that you were good. Oh, warms my heart. Makes me happy, bro. We watch a lot of shit sometimes, Joseph.
We do. I can't think of anything bad that we've watched recently. Skinamarink. That was a Gomez pick.
We watch some shit sometimes. So I love to hear Joe like gush, like, oh, this is so good.
We've been doing this podcast a long time now. I've never picked a bad movie.
You don't, Joe. You don't.
No, I am the facilitator of filmmaking here, and I always pick the good ones. Gomez is the one who picks Sausage Party.
Just remember, as producer of the JoeMeZ podcast, I have to sometimes pick movies that maybe I don't really want to watch, but it's good for the product, Joe.
I pick winners like Showgirls too.
We gotta watch Skinamarink sometimes because it's what the people want. It's what they come here for.
Guys, go out of your way to see this movie. I think it's streaming on Showtime right now. Is that right?
Yeah. I can't imagine. It's still playing in theaters. Some theaters are still showing it. If you have a chance, go see it in theaters. Why not? But I imagine, now that the Oscars are done, I can imagine someone's got to swoop up and pick up this movie here on one of these streaming services.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Let me hit some music here.
Do it.
Man, I'm triple main man, a man, a quadruple main man, or you are mine. Or you are mine.
All right. Best picture winner. Everything, everywhere, all at once, baby. Main man stand-ins. What we doing here?
I guess I came in with a little bit of a bias because normally when a movie does win Best Picture, I look at it and I go, ugh, some art movie that fucking 7 people this year have seen. It's probably a bunch of bullshit. Probably something Gomez likes. and this hit all the checkpoints for me. It's it's some artsy bullshit that Gomez likes, and but honestly, it really caught me by surprise. And like I said, I did have some issues early on getting into the flow of the movie and really understanding where it was going, and because like the multiverse theme seems completely like overdone now.
Sure.
And it's just when it started, the first thing I said was, "Oh, here we fucking go." And I just like was not excited for that aspect of the movie at all, but it has this way where it makes it its own thing. It makes it unique. It makes it feel new. And you are excited by it, and you do get some wonderful performances from this movie. It's just spectacularly put together. It's a great, great movie. I'm a little hesitant to give it 5 stars. I mean, I'm close there. So I'm going to go, and even the more I think about it, in the aftermath of having watched it, when it was over, it did make me emotional. I did have a lot of feelings coming up for it. But as I continued thinking about it, it made me even like it that much more. So fuck it. Let's go. Unicorn, quintuple main man, 5 stars. This movie is just absolutely spectacular.
Yes. You already know I'm giving it a 5. This is my second time watching it. I try not to first time, but this movie is it's even better the second time. I was anticipating things like, oh, I can't wait for the rocks. I can't wait for Rakakuni. I can't wait for
the references. It does make a lot of references to other movies throughout
so
this.
Good.
And Rakakuni is one of the most ridiculous things.
The best.
And in a movie like this, you think it would almost take you out of the film because it's so absurd.
But
and for whatever reason, it just works.
It works. It's just, I love this movie. It's going to be one of my favorite movies. I can't wait to rewatch it again and again. I'll definitely be buying the 4K. Certain movies I do buy on DVD and Blu-ray because you never know. Like I said, this ain't showing nowhere. So I need to be able to watch this whenever I want. And, it's a great, great movie. Please, folks, if you haven't seen it, see this movie. Don't think, best picture. I don't watch those types of movies. You do. It's the best multiverse movie we've gotten, bro. Come on.
Yes,
doing it better than Marvel.
Yes,
taking that idea and doing it better than Marvel and come on, what are we doing, bro? Get your life right, Marvel. Come on. Unbelievable. Great movie. Please watch it, folks.
So really good week, Gomez. Action-packed, a ton that we got to talk about, but that's all this week. What do we got for next week?
It's a busy week next week. Not everything we're interested in, right? But it's a busy week. Succession comes back to HBO. I've seen season 1. Very good show, but I'm not caught up, so that doesn't affect me. Yellow Jackets. That's a Showtime show. I'm very excited for this. This is season 2 starting up about the cheerleader, volleyball, whatever the fuck they are, some kind of team. They get lost in the woods. We talked about it a little last year. I think you'd be into this. This is a Showtime show.
Mm-hmm.
Fall Out Boy, new album this week, Joseph. Woo! Can't wait. I hear it's a good one. I'm hearing things, Joe.
Oh
hearing
man,
things.
that excites
I'm excited. But the big thing this week, of course, the big movie, the big release, John Wick 4, baby.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. The movie is long, but I hear it is amazing. Some of the best action we're gonna see maybe ever. That's the type of shit. The action scenes are supposed to be spectacular. So I am pumped. I got my ticket Friday, 11 a.m. I cannot wait, baby.
Yeah, I'll be there early as well. I'm genuinely looking forward to it. All the reviews have been great. One of our buddies got an early preview of it just the other day and had some very nice things to say about the movie. So it excites me even more.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
But that is all for next week. And we have the obligation of finishing up this week now. So what do you say we hit some music?
It's now time for the big finish.
Joe said we got to finish it. Let's finish it big. With a big finish. Spinning his wheel. we go. Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Oh,
Interesting. Today's big finish, folks. Green Day songs. Here we go. Green Day. This is your band, Joe. I'm excited.
It's so weird because Green Day was like my introduction to the alternative rock that became the staple of my adolescent years. But when you ask me like my favorite bands, I never think of Green Day, yet like they're really important to me at the same time.
I think of you when I think of Green Day.
I mean, they're probably the band that I've seen the most live. Probably them or Blink-182. I've definitely seen in double digits.
Crazy. Awesome. That's crazy.
But if you ask me my favorite Green Day song, it's off a soundtrack to the movie Angus from 1994 or something. The song is called JAR. It is an absolute banger. It's my favorite Green Day song. I don't even know if it's close.
Man, I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm trying not to go chalk, but I mean, their hits are fucking bangers. Like
That's the thing. Like Basket Case is next for me. Why?
It's
because it's Basket Case.
The fucking best. Like I'm like, do I want to pick Basket Case? I'm like, yeah, I do want to pick Basket Case because it's fucking good. Oh man, when I come around, I love She.
Yeah, that might be it for me. There is I do like Holiday, which was off.
Okay,
it was on the American. It's a newer song.
Yeah,
that other stuff, but I mean, even
I do like American Idiot. You know, I like that song.
I mean, even that album's nearly 20 years old at this point.
2004, bro. Wow.
Is it? Yeah. See,
crazy. I just looked Nimrod 25th anniversary. Fucking kill me, bro. Nimrod. That was the old. Oh man, we don't know if Green Day still got it.
Well, Dookie was like the big one, right? And that was what 94.
94. Yes.
Jeez.
Damn.
So that's almost 30 years old.
That's crazy.
Oh my god.
Is that crazy? That's just like, whoa, Green Day's album's 30 years old. Oh, we're so old, bro.
So I'll go JAR, I'll go Basket Case, and oh man, you know what? I'll go Holiday. Let's keep it at Holiday.
We're gonna go Basket Case, She, and let's do man, I don't know. This all good. I'll pick let's go Geek Stink Breath. That's good. They're all good.
Oh, really?
Brain Stew, Jaded. I love them all. I love Green Day.
All right, so there we go. Top Green Day songs, all wrapped, signed, sealed, delivered by the JoeMeZ podcast.
Yeah, baby. Let's hit these plugs so we can get out of here.
Guys, thank you so much for listening. Appreciate each and every one of you. Remember to hit subscribe wherever it is that you're listening or watching this podcast. Leave a 5-star review. Follow us on all the social media at JoeMeZ. You can follow all of my stuff at The Joe Shoes, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And you can catch me on youtube.com/Joe Shoes. If the prices on Double Down chicken sandwiches ever go down, you may get some more food reviews. But in the meantime, I'll still do coffee creamers because, well, let's be honest, I gotta have my coffee.
Gotta drink coffee, bro.
Yeah.
The JoeMeZ154 on Instagram and Twitter. And be sure to follow that Twitch stream, bro. Twitch.tv/MezMovie. You never know when I'm gonna drop in and put something up. You never know.
I got so ready to have to correct you for getting the URL wrong.
I said it slow. I was like, let me say it slow so I get it right this time. But yes, check out the Twitch stream, folks, please. There's good shit up there.
So JoeMeZ, with all that being said, that's amore, cowboy.
Peace.